Hi, we're back with the fourth and final step, and it's just the finishing off point. It's really important that your work is snug and secure. It looks great now, but if you were to cut it off, it would just, a lot of it would fall apart. You don't want that happening. So I'm going to go through some of my work again. I always check to see where the thread's coming out, and it's coming out of this bicone at the top where we put the surrounded the seed beads on. So remembering where it's coming out, I've been looking there. I'm going to go back down the other part of that set. So I'm going to go down the bicone next to it. And then I'm going to go this direction. So I'm going to go through the bicone right below the 4mm you put the seed beads around. I'm going to go through there, just the bicone for the moment. And then I'm going to go into the seed bead between that bicone and the next one. So between that one and that one, I'm going to go through the seed bead. Just the seed bead for the time being. Okay, I am going to then take my needle and I'm going to go up through that set. So I'm not going through a bicone, I'm just going up through the work. I'm going to pull, but not all the way, because I'm going to make my first knot. So I'm going to move this loop so it's kind of at the junction between the 4mm and the seed bead. And I'm going to put my needle through this loop, and I'm going to kind of guide it so the loop is between the 4mm and the seed bead. You can guide it as you're pulling it. So it's right in between the 4mm and the seed bead. And I pull it tight, and I only do that once. That's what I've learned is called a half knot. To hide the knots, the best place to hide knots is in a 6mm. So I'm going to go down the next 6mm bicone. Just the 6mm. I'm going to come out the other end. And sometimes you get a little kind of slip knot thing that you can pull through like that. Okay, now you're going to go through just a seed bead between the two bicones, the one you came out and the one next to it. So you're going to just go through the seed bead. This is where my glasses are so important, but you can't see I'm wearing them. I'm going to just go through that seed bead. And then I'm going to make another half knot. So I'm going to go through the arm of the next group and pull it so you have a little loop. Put your needle through the loop and pull the loop so it's in between the seed bead and the 4mm bicone. Pull it tight, and once again you're going to put your thread through the next bicone, this one. So I'm going to put, to hide the knot, my needle through the bicone, just the bicone, and I'm going to pull. Okay, I am now going to go, now that I'm coming out of the bicone, I'm going to go through the CB right next to it. You could do the bicone and the CB all at once. I like to break it up because then I know my needle's in the right place. You want to make sure your needle's in the right place. I actually have a little tiny knot in my thread, but it's working okay. I am going to put my needle